Namaste and good afternoon to everyone, and good morning to our resource person and my dear students. I'm Ms. Nidhi Borana, course coordinator for PECOM Banking and Insurance. Extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of Principal, CEO, and the management for the RUSA sponsored international webinar on neuromarketing, exploring the science of consumer decision. As we know that technology has changed the way brands promote their products and the way consumers purchase them. This change in the market has given birth to neuromarketing. When it comes to predicting user behavior, neuromarketing is gaining significant importance in the market. And I hope with this webinar, we all are going to enhance our knowledge on this topic. To begin further, I now request Professor Aditya to tell us about our college.
Thank you, Nidhi ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Professor Aditya Parab, the faculty of BMS department, would like to introduce our college. Chikitsak Samuhat Sir Sitaram and Lady Shantabai Patkar College of Arts and Science and VP Varde College of Commerce and Economics have been committed to providing quality education for all since 1964. We are not only dedicated to providing these students with a rigorous academics, but we also help them to succeed by enabling them to discover their academic passion, information, and the things critically in order to meet their career goals. Patkar-Varde College is offering graduate and postgraduate degree, diploma, and certificate PhD program in the faculties of Arts, Commerce, and Science. The College of Arts and Science started functioning from the academic year 1964-65, and the Commerce sections of sorry, the Commerce section from the academic year 1980 and 81. To provide a career based education, the college started degree level self finance courses from the year 2000 and 2001. Since then, the college has constantly upgraded the courses offered and the infrastructure required for these courses to provide students with the best possible learning opportunities. Many of our alumni hold good and very good position in various fields. Patkar-Varde College has place of pride amongst the various educational institutions in the western suburb of Mumbai. In a world that is driven by knowledge and innovation, our diligent and motivated staff has improved the quality of education and secured A plus grade NAC third cycle in the year 2017. Following this, academic autonomy was confirmed on the college from the academic year 2019-20. In April 2020, as per the Educational World Indian College ranking from 2020 and 21, our college was ranked 45th in all India and 10th rank in Maharashtra. The branch of hospitality at Kudal, Sindhudurga district has become the first satellite education center for the University of Mumbai. The college has initiated credit based courses like persona blooming, institutional social responsibility, extension activities, followed by national and international seminar to expand the knowledge. Our institutions believe in fostering educational excellence and supporting research and patent in order to create an holistic enrichment for the students and faculties alike. We are constantly working towards the facilitating jubilant powers within an academic as well as in research domain. Thank you. Now I would like to hand over the session to Nidhi ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I take this opportunity to introduce our keynote speaker for the day, Professor Harsirat Kaur. She is an international business professional and science graduate who is working globally as a professor and international business consultant of applied neuroscience and business and marketing. With a strong focus on innovation and creativity, she has worked as a digital growth and marketing consultant at UK and Ireland for Google. Throughout her career as an academician and consultant, she had a passion for the subject of neuroscience applied to business that provided her with the opportunity to teach 100 plus nationalities during her professional career. She's a firm believer in education with purpose, and supporting the same, she has taken the approach into the education sector. Additionally, she is also supporting actively mental health and equal right education opportunities for all, and have represented herself as a youth delegate in many events that are held by European Commission and European Parliament, including the European Youth Event 2023 and European Youth Event 2024 at Berlin. Recently, Professor Harsiere delivered a keynote session at the Parliament of Germany about the potential economic and educational opportunities between India and Germany. Ma'am, it is an honor to have you here with us.
Thank you, Nidhi, for the introduction. It's my pleasure having this session as well with your college, right? And I think it's my aim always to impart and share knowledge with the young minds and to empower them. I'm constantly working on it, and I would continue doing that. So, all the young minds are always welcome to reach out to me, and we are doing a good cause, right? The education and promoting that is my motto. So, definitely my pleasure.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I hand over the session to you for the further. Yeah, thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you so much. So, a very warm welcome to everyone, all the students joining me today. And this session that I'm going to deliver is about neuromarketing. So, neuromarketing, as it is a very new and emerging field, and I am sure that this should be in India from years ago, but it is getting a lot of boom now. So I think it is a perfect moment to leverage this opportunity that we have. So my name is Harsirat, as your professors have introduced me. So I am currently working with Google Project. I'm working for Google Ads as a digital marketing um and a growth consultant for UK and Ireland market. And also I am teaching Pan Europe for different European universities subjects related with marketing, and specifically that how neuroscience is applied in marketing and business and also education. So that's my expertise. So I will quickly go through a brief of it as well. So you can see that I started my journey from Punjab to Europe, and I studied there, and then I am able to, to reach this point where I can represent education and can impart knowledge to the young minds. So just wanted to quickly check if you can see my screen and the slides. I guess yes. Perfect. Okay, so as you already know my introduction, so I quickly dive to the main topic, which is ours. So, neuromarketing, a science, an art, and also an opportunity. Well, when it comes to neuromarketing, it's a very beautiful, innovative, and a technological field, and it is a good field for those who have passion for science, technology, and business. So, neuromarketing is an arts, science, and opportunity because of numerous factors. Since neuroscience is applied into business and marketing, so we just have to understand it from different perspectives. So, number one is that when we think about neuroscience, neuroscience is a scientific field, right? It's a field of research, it's a field of your brain anatomy, how we function as humans. So it is very important to note here that like business is always done between humans and humans. So it's not only always about money. Of course, it is about financial matters, but always we have to keep this thing in mind that we are doing business with humans. So that's why understanding your consumer, understanding what are their needs is extremely crucial in today's era, because in today's era where there is a lot of digital noise, a lot of clutter, a lot of available options. We have Amazon, we can find a lot of options, a lot of variety, or a lot of options are there. So, in order to make a choice, it is very difficult for a consumer. So, we always have to keep this thing in mind, that how can we understand our consumer better, and how can we bring an opportunity for them to choose our product or our service. And that's how many big universities, renowned universities, top universities of the world are incorporating neuromarketing in their curriculum. And also, in terms of when we talk about business, when we talk about corporate world, all the big companies are incorporating neuromarketing or the principles of neuromarketing in their basic day-to-day life and in their core operations as well. So I have been working in this field from last 7 years, and I studied all of these subjects, and also how neurotechnology worked and how it works when it comes to the scientific part. And the neuromarketer, the role of neuromarketer is always that the neuromarketer understands the neuroscience perspective, and then they apply those strategies to the marketing or to the business. So I will explain you further when you will have maybe a question that how a neuromarketer work, or what is the position of neuromarketer in a company. So I would be explaining you that. So that's why I always say that neuromarketing is an art, is a science, and is an opportunity. Because when we talk about even brands, so brand is an art of creating a whole company. So brand is not only about a name, it's about logo, it's about web page, it's about the people incorporated in a company, it's about how you are doing your operations. So it's about everything around us, right? So it is an art that how beautifully we craft the brand by understanding the scientific principles, by understanding what colors should we use in our logo. It's not that randomly picking colors for your logo, it's understanding deeply what is the meaning if I use red color, what is the meaning if I use blue color. So it's an art of incorporating it. So that's why it's an art, science, and an opportunity that is there. So basically, this is the activity that I do with all of my students, and you can do personally whenever you are in your class or with your marketing professors. So I always say that in order to activate your neurons, what we can do is sketch a brand without writing the name of the brand, and just use the different hints of the brand, like logo, colors. How do you remember that brand? What is the archetype? What is the manifesto, right? What is the statement that people know you about? For example, McDonald's. We if a jingle is played, like I'm loving it, you would be able to understand like what is McDonald's, right? Or that is related with McDonald's. So similarly, if you talk about any other brand, it is something, some hints, or some of their touch points that remembers you about that brand. So if you do this activity, you would be able to understand like what are the attributes do the brand is associated with. So that's how we know that how brain matters in branding or in marketing, that how we subconsciously know that okay, this is related with this, maybe this smell is associated with this product, you know. So for example, Nutella is always remembered because of its texture or its taste. And if we talk about the pink ribbon that we have for breast cancer, so even if no one tells us what it is about, we always have that thing in our mind that this is about breast cancer. So this is the power of subconscious mind that we do have in order to understand that okay, consumer behavior or subconscious mind do matters. And very important thing in order to understand the subconscious journey we have as a human, keep this thing in mind that all the decisions that we take are not rational. So some of the decisions that we take are irrational as well. And it is interesting to note that 95% of the decisions that we take are taken by our subconscious mind. So I can quickly give you a very good example here, that imagine yourself going to a supermarket or going to any of the store where you go regularly. So after a certain time, you will understand that you are attracted, or subconsciously you will go towards all of those things that you regularly buy. Even without noticing, you will always go there. So even though there are hundreds of products in the supermarket, but you always tend to choose those which you particularly choose every time. And sometimes in our daily life, you must have seen this as well. Like sometimes we are just guided by our intuition. If we have to go somewhere, imagine you want to go to an address and you are looking for that, and then your subconscious mind always guides you. So that's the power of your subconscious that you have. And our brain is super beautiful, uh, the gift of God that have been given to us. It's our CPU that we have, and the memory that we have, it's forever. So that's how our brain works as well. So there is a deep understanding of our different parts of the brain that plays very important role in neuromarketing. Like what is the role of your amygdala, what is the role of your frontal cortex in understanding your things that you see, the visual information, or the things that we the information that we get from smell, or what we hear. So everything that you are surrounded with is an information that our brain take, and then we process that information in our brain, and then we decode that message. So that's basically how this process works, and it's extremely a great opportunity to explore as well. All right. So, as a marketer or as a business professional, you must understand this thing, that this is a time where there is no push kind of marketing that can work. So, what you have to act as a magnet that can attract your customers towards you. So, how can we do that? Very important thing that we need to understand is that we have to stand out of the box, and we have to stand out of the noise as well, because as I was telling you, that you have to do something extraordinary, or you have to do something different so that you can differentiate yourself. So how can we differentiate? So we need to understand how can we bring value, how can we do best customer experiences, or best any customer experience, or anyone can be your client. So you need to understand them on a deeper level. So we always feel good when some brand welcomes us or give us something extra, like a freebie, or if we experience something different, we always remember it. Imagine going to a restaurant or a hotel where they welcome you with a good customer service, where they give you something for free. So these things makes an impression in the consumer mind. So we need to target that our customer says that, okay, it was an amazing experience, it was a great experience, or wow, or excellent. So we need to strive for all of these principles, right? So this I already explained to you, that the brand is comprised of different elements. It's not only about logo, it's not only about name, it's about different things that are related with the brand. So we have to focus on that. We need to create the market of one, which is our own unique market. This is how we can win the hearts of our consumer minds. So now I will deep dive more into what is neuromarketing and why it is important. So an introduction to neuromarketing. So I was explaining it before as well. So this is an application, in simple words, application of neuroscience to the business, or to neuroscience to the marketing, and how we can break it down in order to understand in a simpler manner. So what we do as neuromarketers, we do research into the world of neuroscience marketing, and we come up with the insights using different devices. So there are different devices that we use in neuromarketing. So we have, for example, EEG machines that understands your brain and maps your brain waves. Then we have galvanic skin response that measures your skin conductivity like lie detector machines. Then we also have eye tracking softwares or eye tracking glasses that can track where your customer is looking. So imagine you need to formulate a packaging for example, a bottle of shampoo, right? Let's take that example. So you need to understand where should you put the logo. You need to understand where the consumer will look at first. You need to understand where should I put the price, where should I put the icons. So how we can do it in neuromarketing, we are given the choice that we can use the eye tracking classes of the softwares to understand where exactly the customer is looking and where exactly the customer should not look. And also we can understand the cognitive demand, that how much time that the customer is taking to understand it. Sometimes you must have seen that there are advertisements or there are marketing material which is with a lot of words and a lot of icons which are very complicated to understand. So we need to avoid that. All right. So that's about neuroscience. And then we understand all the scientific information that we get from these devices. And then we apply it to making the strategies. That's where your business knowledge comes. So you create strategies based on all the information that you get from that technology, from those neuroscientific principles, and then you apply it. Okay, now I know that my customers, if my customers understand these specific colors with certain emotions, now I will create my logo like that. So then you impart those knowledges to the business world, by understanding like what influences your customers on a psychological level. So it seems a bit tricky, but it's not. These days, we are given beautiful, opportunity to use devices which are automatically, already formatted, that we can have the insights already, which are synchronized insights. So you need not to do any manual work. You need to just understand the basic principles, and then you can apply it to your business world. So that's the basic neuromarketing it is. And in neuromarketing, we always consider different attributes, and these five are my favorite ones that I would recommend to every marketer to understand and to use it in marketing. So there are five things that matters to the brain and to the consumer world. Number one, focus always on emotion. Which emotion is associated with my brand? Is it happiness? Is it joy? Is it comfort? What it is bringing to the customer, how they feel. So imagine Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola is all about happiness, togetherness, bonding, friendliness. So that's emotion, right? Then we have think about clever pricing. So what is clever pricing? Think about how how intelligently you can use your price. So you must have seen that 0.99 option in the supermarkets. So why that seems economical to us or cheap to us? Well, in if you go to a five-star restaurant or a five-star hotel, they never use that 0.99, and they never use those points either, or they never use those dollar signs or rupee signs, just to give an impression that they are classy, that they have some class, and not so that people don't recognize the currency or how much they are paying. So they are just only numbers, and they are sometimes whole numbers, or they are sometimes numbers with zeros, not 0.99. So this is think about how you can price your product on a psychological level. And then always use visual stimuli. So imagine if in the slides, if I only show you the text, it would be less interesting for you to read about it or to learn about it. So very important thing is always use images. And I always give this information to my students as well. Imagine you are writing something like a report, or you're creating a presentation, or even you are writing a paragraph. Always add pictures, because visuals speaks more to your brain as only compared to the text, and the visuals get processed like 50 times or 100 times more as compared to the text only. So use visuals to give proof. Then we have people like proof or people prefer proof. And this is very interesting and very relatable. So imagine you have to go somewhere and you have to travel, right? So we always ask for recommendation from our friends. Okay, have you tried that? Have you gone there? If not, then we also ask for if we need to try a new restaurant, right? So we see the recommendation, how many people reviewed it, what people said about it, right? So we as humans, we like that proof factor. We like when we see that social influence. Okay, others are doing it, so I can do that as well. So that gives the confidence to people on a psychological level, that okay, this builds authority as well, that okay, if 100 people are doing it, I think it's a right choice to do that, right? So we go by that psychologically. Then, most importantly, different communities prefer different things, which means that if you are creating a strategy, you need to understand very deeply who is your target audience. You cannot cater the one strategy for everyone. So if there are certain people, and imagine, let's give me example here. Imagine you have a business and you are operating in different markets. You have Indian market, you have European market, you have Chinese market as well. So you cannot create the same strategy for all of these different markets. You need to understand what are the cultural preferences in each market. How do people respond in different market? What about language? What about colors? What do meaning they have, right? So different communities prefer different things. And very nice example here is about Coca-Cola. So think about like how Coca-Cola do its marketing in different parts of even India as well. They use different regional languages in different regions. They also use different celebrities to promote their product in different markets. So that's the meaning that different communities prefer different things. So these are very important, and five main principles that are extremely important in neuromarketing. So this is the first example, focus on emotion. So this is from WWF, if you can see here. This is a very strong message to give you to understand that why climate change can affect you as a human. So stop climate change before it changes you. Strong message delivered with a strong emotion. Then then we have very important, when we start the journey of neuromarketing in the very beginning classes, it is being delivered. The first theory that is very important to teach students is the color psychology. What is the meaning of colors? So by scientifically it is proven that the colors have different meanings and associations emotionally to it. So if we talk about McDonald's, the McDonald's is red and yellow color, and it has a deep meaning associated with it. When we talk about McDonald's, McDonald's is about like I'm loving it, and it's about happiness unboxed, right? So the main meaning of the colors that McDonald's have used is yellow and red. So red color is always associated with those feelings which are bold, which are aggressive, or which has authority associated with it, right? So imagine hunger. When you are hungry, it is a very strong emotion, or it's a very strong feeling. So that's why they used that red color in order to signalize that something is urgent, or something is, that's why we call it fast food, right? And then we have yellow color. So yellow color is meaningful for happiness, joyfulness, and then warmth as well. Sunshine yellow, we call it. It brings energy. So it's happiness combined with hunger, and it gives the warmth of family and friends. So that's why they use that colors, and also the smiley that they have used in their logo too. So that's how we decode different messages given by different brands as well. Then, if we talk about the logo of Oxford University, so they are using navy blue color with gold. So, Oxford University has extreme heritage and class associated with them. So that's why navy blue color is a symbol of sophistication, class, heritage that they are depicting by using the golden color in their logo, and also they have their motto written on their book, right? So what icons are they using? How they are decoding their message of being sophisticated, having heritage associated with them, having years of success that they have come up with. And if you see their building and also the campuses that they have, their logo do the justice for them actually. So it's extremely beautiful and my favorite as well. Example as an example to give. Then this is a slide where you can see that how different brands are using different colors and they have different meanings associated with that. So the companies which are technology based or innovation based, for them they can use the tints of purple color, they can use violet color as well in order to depict themselves as imaginative, wise, or creative. So that's how different brands can use different colors. So there are numerous examples to it, and you can also relate to what favorite brands do you have and what are the meanings of them, right? So, in today's lecture, I'm gonna share with you the seven principles that would be extremely and crucial for you as a professional. You can use it in your personal life, you can use it in your professional life, and you can use it in your marketing as well. These are the seven principles of psychology in order to build influence or persuasion to others. So, these are also called yes factor principles, and they are used in marketing, which is a psychology based marketing. And you can use it and you can see the results in your daily life as well. So, these are the seven principles of Kyle Dinney, which is an American psychologist, writer, and professor as well at Arizona State University. So he came up with different principles. He said that the he said that the humans are influenced by their emotions and also what where they feel considered and valued. So we as humans, our heart takes more decisions than our brain. So the heart, sorry, has more influence over the brain as well. So he came up with these principles. Number one principle that he said is that he also says that changing hearts is an important part of changing minds, which says that we need to understand the hearts if you need to change the mind of a person. So these conversions that we consider uh, are very important for your bringing success in the world of business. Number one is reciprocation. These are called psychology of persuasion as well, and these are the timeless principles. So reciprocation is a yes factor principle. So I will give you here the imaginative, scenarios so that you can relate to it. So number one is reciprocation, yes factor principle. So imagine if someone gives you a gift, so we feel considered, we feel valued, right? And we also feel okay that person have done a step for us, so we feel like indebted or we feel that sense of reciprocation. Okay, I will give something in return, right? We as humans have that tendency. Then, if someone invites you to a particular event or a particular party, imagine, so you will feel indebted. Okay, I will invite that person next time to my event as well. So, this is reciprocation that we create, right? And similarly, the different restaurants use the same. They offer you something for free. So, when you finish your eating, they bring you a candy or they give you a gift card so that you can offer them tips, right? So this is the influence of reciprocation that they create to you, and this principle is amplified if your offering is tailored, personalized, significant, and unexpected. So imagine receiving a gift card at the end of your experience or end of your meal, or a candy end of your or chocolates end of your meal. even though it's not expensive, but it's a gesture. It's a gesture. It's a psychological principle that you can create reciprocation at that moment of time. So very important. So you must have seen various websites as well where they give you free tips, free resources to download. So that is a sense of reciprocation that they are generating, so that you will attend their webinars, you will attend their, you will use their free resources, and then you will come again to use those resources one more time. So that is reciprocation, that you will dedicate your time, your energy to them. So that's a reciprocation that you create. So I would say that I always give this advice before using this principle of reciprocation in your personal life or in your professional life as well. So imagine you helped some people in your corporate world, or you help in your business as well, or even in your personal life. So when you do invest your energy, when you invested your time, and someone is saying you thank you, you have a very persuasive power immediately at that moment of time to create an influence or an impact on another person. So never say, oh no, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. So you have to say, it's my pleasure. Take that confidence, take that credit. You will see that how impactful it is and how confident you will sound when you will be like that. And it should be the tone of your life as well. Second is commitment. Very important psychological principle is commitment. Like, people want their beliefs to be consistent with their values. So that's why, when if you want your team to commit to something, ask them to define what they can do in front of all the colleagues. So in this way, they will be committed to you. So this is used for social campaigns by the brands, that they commit their audience publicly, so that their commitment is active and public. So that's why they will participate more in the marketing challenge. So imagine if some brand is doing a campaign for cancer patients, or if they are doing a campaign for women, right, or on Women's Day. So that a cause is associated with the brand, which is corporate social responsibility. And if they ask people to commit as well to participate in a campaign, that is how they are committing the people with their brand by a noble cause. And that also depicts their values, that they are associated with a noble cause. So only like-minded people will join that event, and this is how you can even segment your target audience as well. So that is the second principle of Kaldani. Third principle, I already talked about it. It's a social proof. So, social proof. So, we feel validated based on sometimes what others are doing, whether it is recommendation, whether how many stars do that brand have in terms of reviews or ratings, right? So, normally people get influenced by social proof if they're unsure about their self, if the people also get influenced what they see similar to them, right? If the same age people are doing something, or they are choosing that particular product or service and they are similar to you, we are more likely to be influenced by those. So for example, if your co-workers work late, we are likely to do the same, right? And similarly, if you are sitting next to a high performer, you will tend to perform higher as well. And similarly, the vice versa as well. So, our social atmosphere, the surrounding that we have, influences us a lot in our life, right? Okay. Moving next, this is an example that we have here from, you can see this is an example of your from a brand, from their product page, where you can see there is a different rating and there are different likes as well, and they use purposefully the stars, they use purposefully the heart element as well, so that you can relate yourself as a social proof. Okay, 1000 people are doing it, they rated it 5 stars, or they have 42 reviews, so we can relate to it. So this is how the different brands use this social proof in terms of their marketing. and that have a huge influence on our decision making, basically, to the consumer mind. Fourth principle that we have is authority. You will obey me because I have authority, right? So, very beautiful examples here is doctors, teachers, police who have uniforms associated with them. So, when we see doctors with their credentials on the board, right, on the front door that they have, their qualification is written there, their credentials are there, what they have done. So, that has an influence on us. And imagine if a normal person is prescribing you a medicine, we won't take it that serious, right? But if a doctor is prescribing a medicine to us, that have authority. Similarly, if a policeman is fining you, if a fine is asked by a policeman, you would be giving it to them because you know that they have an authority to ask you for that. So, similarly, if we talk about commercials, so normally the campaigns of your medical brands or toothpaste is always done by the doctors. Why not by other persons from other industries like fashion industry? No, the appropriate would be who is defining, who is your brand hero. That is important. Also, there is an example here. Uh, yeah. So the authority principle would be amplified when this is influenced, or when people are most influenced by those people that they can trust. So, as I said, that choose the right brand hero for you when it comes to creating an authority principle. So, she's Kim Kardashian, right? So, she's a fashion influencer, right? And also a fashion enthusiast. She has a very strong presence in the fashion industry. So Kim Kardashians, who don't know them, everyone knows them, right? Even though she's not the CEO of Shoe Dazzle, the co-founders are different. They are different people, but she is the main figure of like an authority figure for the brand. Similarly, if you talk about Virat Kohli, he's influencer for different brands, right? He's a brand ambassador for different brands. So they choose the brands which are from sports industry, or the archetypes which are related to the sports industry, maybe cars, maybe other equipments as well, right? So we have numerous examples in our Indian market here. Then we have this from sorry, let me go here. Just give me a second. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so getting back to it, so if we talk about Rolex ambassador Roger Federer, so he is a very influential sports person, right? And he is representing that class of people which is related with the Rolex. So fifth principle is liking principle. So this is very relatable as well. So think about what things you like. Number one, the things which are similar of our interest, which have, for example, physical attractiveness, things which are beautiful. We get more liked, or we like things which are similar to us, right? Or our interests are matching. We also like those when someone compliments us. So this is also very keen thing, or a crucial thing to note, right? So the more you like something or someone, the more you will be persuaded by them. So that is the liking principle. So in order to use it in your marketing, the marketers create mood boards. So how they use it? They use the similar pictures or similar images or similar wordings that can relate to that particular target audience. So here I gave you example of pet travel experts. So the people who love their pets, they feel like, okay, they are like their family. So this is a company who help with the pet relocation. So they are targeting an emotion. They are showing it through different pictures, like what they are delivering. So this is how you can use liking principle as well. Sixth principle, highly influential, that is scarcity principle. It creates a lot of urgency, a lot of influence on others. So when you believe something is short in supply, you want it more. So that is our human psychology, because we think that thing is rare, that thing is unique, that is for short time. So we use that, right? So this is used by booking.com or other brands as well to create that sense of urgency. So they use artificial time constraints like uh, booked 7 times today to give you social proof that okay, this is being booked 7 times. You missed it. We reserved our last available room at this property. So, in order to create a sense of scarcity and urgency, brands do use different kind of wording. They use that anchor pricing as well, like okay, before it was $100, now it is 50% off, exclusive offer, short time offer, buy one get one today. So all of these are used for creating scarcities. Some brands also use that timer of option that okay, this offer is valid only for 5 hours, to create that influence that this is very rare and exclusive for you. So brands use in this way the scarcity principle so that they can motivate, and this is amplified when you can use the wording of loss language, which means that when you show to the audience what they can lose rather than what they can gain. So you can say it's a limited time offer. They can lose 50. They have to pay 100% if they won't use that offer. So that's how brands use that scarcity principle as well. Then, the last but not the least, the second last, I would say, that is family ties. So they say that according to Caldini, we are more driven when our family is associated with it. So sometimes what brands do, if they're, for example, an insurance company or if it is a family business, they always use the wording like we. You are part of our community, you're part of our family, you're part of our business, to create a sense of togetherness, this to create a sense of that family vibe. So that's family ties. When we think something is associated with our family, or when marketers create challenges where you can participate with your friends, with your family, that has a huge influence on bringing conversions in your business. Last but not the least is co-creation. Very good example here is IKEA effect, right? So when we build something together, when we join things together, when we use the sense of touch in designing something, it has a huge impact on your brain and on your heart. We feel better about creating it. We feel proud that we created something. So that's why brands use co-creation because of numerous factors. Number one, they are targeting the sense of comfort. They are targeting the sense of unity. They are also targeting the sense of familiarity, because when you create it with someone else, like your friend, your colleague, or your anyone from your family, could be your loved one, so you are building a sense of unity together. It has a huge influence on emotional level, on psychological level as well. And when we do something with a sense of touch, that is we call it somatosensory information. So the information that you get by the sense of touch has direct approach to your brain. It goes direct, that information goes direct to your brain, and you create memory in your brain forever. So that's stored into your brain forever. So that's why co-creation is used by different brands. If for example, sometimes brands give you option, okay, you can design your own shoes like Nike, Puma. They give you an option, okay, you can use your own colors, you can use your own design, and we will give it to you, right? So that's co-creation as well. So, well, that's about 7 principles of Calvini that we have. And I will quickly give you an overview how we use these scientific techniques as well. So this is a combination of hardware and software that we use in neuroscientific techniques for consumer insights. So I will give you example here. There are two machines that we are using here. Number one is the EEG machine, which gives you the brain maps in order to understand that in what part of the brain you are having activity. Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? how your brain is functioning basically. And then you can see here two fingers, so they are measuring the skin conductance, how much your emotions are spiking. Okay, if you are happy, how much happy you are. And at the same moment of time, they are also managing, or they're not managing but measuring your blood vessels, like your cardiac flow, right? So how your heart rate is moving as well. So basically, this is done on focus groups, not on everyone, with the consent of that group. And this is used for only for research purposes and for doing this experimentation. So no one is harmed in this process. This approach is done only to understand your consumer on a deeper level and to deliver the best results possible. So, in order to be ethical and in order to be appropriate, you need to understand what are the laws of the land. So, if you are doing this in India, you must understand what are the laws, what are the privacy consents that you have. You need to take, and similarly in any part of the world as well. So there are ethical implications that you have to follow. Then you in order to understand these techniques in a better way, for example, if you are using the GSR, which is galvanic skin response, that we use by this device that you can see, the electrodes on the fingers, you can use facial coding with this process. So because the galvanic skin response only understands what is the intensity of the emotion, but it won't tell you what is the emotion. So there are devices that you can use to see the facial expression as well. So with that, you can understand, okay, this is an expression of smile, this is an expression of someone is in tension, or someone is stressed or anxious or in doubt. So you can measure that with softwares and hardwares, and that's how we compile the different results. And then the softwares give you insight, and then you create the strategy. So that is basically how the scientific techniques are used for consumer insights and for research purposes, in order to improve your websites, your application. You can use it in your workspaces as well, like how to design your restaurant, how to design your supermarket, or even how your vehicles would be perceived by the consumer, and also all above all the consumer research. So basically that's all what I wanted to cover. And also this is an example of eye tracking. So there are two examples, one is from this supermarket, one is from this. So our eyes always prefer when things are organized and in a very oriented manner. So we don't like things like this when everything is mixed up, because this creates more pressure on us in order to understand things. So always keep this thing in mind, that we as humans, we like things to be simple and less cognitively demanding. So in order to create high impact on your consumer, you need to understand how you can simplify things for your customer. Could be your purchasing process. If it is 10 steps, reduce it to 4 or 5. Make things easier for them. Tell them what is the next step to do, what is the call to action, what are the next steps that can be taken. If there is a complex banking procedure, make it simplify if you are an e-commerce, right? So try to make things less cognitively demanding and easier to use and easier to operate. And well, that's all from my side. Thank you so much, everyone. And now we can take questions if you have. And yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you so much. And that's my LinkedIn profile. You can always be in touch with me. And if you have any career related question later, you can always reach out to me. I would be happy to help you. And I have my Instagram handle as well, which is professor_Harsirat. You can follow me there too, to stay connected and to participate in various events like this I'm doing today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this enlightening seminar. So, ma'am, if you permit, can we start with our questions?
Yeah, so definitely. I just wanted to let you know that I have 15 to 20 minutes to follow this session, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And then I have to switch because I have a meeting next. So I would be happy to use all of that time.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, my name is Nishit, and she's Prachi. So, ma'am, my
Hi.
first question is, what insights can neuromarketing provide on the impact of virtual events on attendee engagement and brand recall?
Okay, so sorry, is that the question that is on the screen or it's not, right? So can you please repeat it?
So, ma'am, what insights can neuromarketing provide on the impact of virtual events on attendee engagement and brand recall?
Okay, so well, neuromarketing can be used for the virtual events in different ways. So, for example, like we are doing today, right? So, it's a virtual event and brands use it for different purposes. So, first of all, we are creating a social proof that that we are talking about these topics. We can educate our customers. That creates a sense of reciprocity. Okay, we as a brand, we are offering you a webinar, we are educating you for free. So it is a free gesture that we are doing for them. So that can help them to recall us. And that's how we can be part of their life as well. That, okay, we are providing value to them, right? So that's why one thing is this. Then you can use a lot of neuromarketing when we are doing virtual events in order, first of all, to understand who is your audience and what are the requirements so that you can tailor your webinar based on what needs they have, and then you can deliver the right fit for them, which is like different communities prefer different things. The third thing, for more brand recognition and recalling, you can use your branding elements. So never forget, when you are doing your webinar or virtual event, always to add your logo. What is your identity? And stay consistent on all the slides that you have. Always give your handles. For example, I gave it today, so that there are more and more touch points where people can associate themselves with you and create more ways how they can be connected. So that can be done too, for more brand engagement and brand recall awareness. Yeah,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
no worries.
Hello,
Uh,
ma'am.
Hi,
So,
Tachi.
my how can neuromarketing helps marketers optimize their advising strategies for different generations such as Gen Z, millennials, baby boomers in the age of social media?
Yeah. So thank you for the question. It's very interesting. I think in order to, optimize our strategy in terms of advertising in this social media platforms, right? And it's a lot of digital noise that we have. I think the principles that I mentioned, 7 principles of Caldini, they are very important. If we start implementing all of these principles in our social media strategies, that would be very effective. So I always suggest that, and we do use to. Uh, Also, when we are targeting, for example, millennials or Gen Z or baby boomers, I think try to connect themselves first of all in a very segmented manner, and then in their own way. So if they are using podcast, right, or if they prefer audio, try to have podcast, in your strategy. uh, if they I mean, try to reach them at various touch points where they are available, basically, and what provide them value. So interesting thing to note when we are targeting the young audience is that they have very limited time and less concentration these days. So you need to understand that how you can decode your message in a very effective way and in a simple way, and that is less time consuming, and relate to the trends that are trending. So adapt yourself based on your target audience, basically. Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
no
Next
worries.
question.
My pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, what are the potential privacy concerns associated with the collection and analysis of neurological data and marketing research?
Yeah, very important in terms of ethics. So there are many privacy concerns when we collect someone's data and we analyze that. So number one is that you need always to ask their consent if you are recording them, or even if you are taking the pictures or any information from them. So number one is create a document in order for them to consent in written that they are consenting it, that you can take their data and analyze it, make it very clear when it comes to ethics. And second thing is always understand what are the laws of the land, what are the typical laws that are followed in terms of data and privacy in a particular country, so that there are no legal issues as well. And then the third thing is that when we do this kind of research, we always take focus groups. We don't do it like randomly on any person. We create focus groups specifically. Focus groups are the similar or likewise audience that we can use in order to experiment on these research basically. Yeah.
So, ma'am, the next question is from a student, Sanya, and the question is, how do neuromarketing techniques differ from traditional market research methods?
Okay, so well, it's I would say it's complementary to each other. So traditional methods are always there. We will keep the emailing there. We will keep the calling there. We will keep the advertising the same. The only thing that changes is that you incorporate neurotechnology into your marketing research, like I mentioned, EEG, eye tracking, facial coding, GSR, right? And at the same moment of time you use a psychological principle. Okay, what if I created a logo? Do it have a meaning? What colors means? What type of logo I'm using? Am I using only a word mark? If I'm only using a letter mark, or if it is emblem, or what type of logo I'm using, right? So when we deep dive more on a psychological level, using these technology, that makes it different from the traditional marketing research methods. And additionally, it brings value to it when you understand it from a neuroscience level. Yeah. So that's how it is different from that. But it is not separated from traditional methods. It's always there. Keep the traditional methods, but use the technology and the science of neuroscience into it. Yeah.
So, ma'am, next question is, how can neuromarketing techniques be ethically implemented without manipulating consumer behavior?
Yeah. So, this is what I discussed as well. So, neuromarketing principles are scientifically proven principles. So, they are not only like theoretical principles. So, they are aiming to provide positive experiences for the audience and to give them value-added resources, right? So, we need to be very clear what message we are delivering, because if we think, we as consumers and humans, we are very intelligent these days. With the availability of information we have, we know what is correct and what is wrong. If it is too good to be true, it should be true as well, right? So we are intelligent beings, and today's audience is very intelligent as well. So we cannot manipulate them. We need to be very transparent, and we need to be very on point, like what we are delivering. So always in this case, I would say that neuromarketing is not, it's not manipulation. Many people conceive it as, because they think that marketers, or when we do advertisement, it's only, we are pushing them. That's why I cleared it in the beginning, that you need to change that mindset, that we are not doing push kind of marketing. No, you have to create that value in your brand, that the customer automatically comes to you, not you chase them. So they should consider you as valuable, and they should come to you, not you go to them. Yeah. So that should be the mindset or the vision of the brand. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Now I would like students, if they have any doubt, just put on the comment section. And
Definitely. And I would be happy to have all of the questions via email, with the emails of the students, and I would, give my answers personally to them via email as well, or to your corporate email of the university. I can do that as well, as we have a limited time.
Sure, ma'am.
right? So that's why. I can take one more question, no problem.
So, ma'am, one more question is there. How do neuromarketing can help digital marketing?
Okay. Yeah. So digital marketing, as I said, that there are many concepts in neuromarketing that can help in digital marketing. So apply Kaldini's principles that I talked about. In digital marketing, storytelling is very trendy. So use story to create impact on your user. Use small videos and explain the message of your brand in a narrative way, like Disneyland do it, Coca-Cola do it, Apple have their own story, right? Do campaigns like that. Use podcast in your digital marketing strategy. It is booming these days. It's very trendy. So yeah, I think these strategies are currently trending in digital marketing software as well. Make your content less cognitively demanding and be consistent in what you are doing. So these are the tips that I would recommend to the and use very good content, like clear content. It should not be cluttered. So use it properly. High quality pictures. Yeah.
Okay, so thank
So
you, ma'am, for such an insightful session, and thank you for answering all the questions. Now, I would like to pass on the screen to Amruta, ma'am, for the vote of thanks. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. As long as all good things come to an end, so this webinar. I, Amrita Muchala, BCom, Banking and Insurance faculty, on the behalf of Patkar-Varde College, would like to take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to this RUSA sponsored international webinar on neuromarketing exploring the science of consumer decisions by the Department of Commerce and Management. At the outset, I would like to propose the hearty vote of thanks to our speaker, Professor Harsirat Kaur, for making excellent presentation and making this webinar interesting and meaningful. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence. Ma'am, the way you have provided valuable advice on applying neuromarketing to understand and influence consumer decision making processes, I am sure that all the participants have taken the note of your suggestions. Now, I would like to take an opportunity to thank Shri Kishore Rangnekar sir, the President of Chikitsak Samuha, Dr. Gurunath V. Pandit sir, Secretary of Chikitsak Samuha, Dr. Mara Kharkar ma'am, CEO of our college, Dr. Pratibha Gayakwad ma'am, Principal of our college, and Ms. Swati Thakkar ma'am, Chief Coordinator of Commerce and Management, for providing us an opportunity for conducting this seminar. A special thanks to the organizing committee of Commerce and Management for their support and coordination. A heartfelt thanks to all the participants for their active participation. A little note here, I request all the students to kindly fill the feedback form sent to your respective groups. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Amrita, for